Today's talk is entitled The Occult, Serpent, Cherubim and Seraphim. So, my research into the Orbar wave is fairly unique, and therefore I have an obligation to share it, to be honest. And so what I'm going to do is put into context my understanding in relation to my research, what our ancient ancestors were telling us, and how it's been corrupted over time. So I'm going to need to set the stall first, and a couple of recent videos I've talked about the magnetic highway that NASA have recently discovered. I'll reference the video you need to have a look at, which is The Occult Hiding of the Fractal Universe, and what this NASA finding these magnetic fields that link other planets together through electromagnetic fields through the universe suggests that the cosmic tree, the world tree, and the tree in which the serpent moved on in space through this cosmic serpent mythology is actually a real phenomenon. And the Illuminati, the occultists, actually use this serpent mythology. This is a journal, and it's well known in occultist circles. You'll get this double-twisted serpent, or they'll talk about serpent mythology, and all sorts of very strange stuff that we find very hard to work out in our minds what it is. Some of this is like a two-headed serpent. Well, I can explain that. I know how that works. Watching my research, studying the research over time. So I'm going to continue with the Seraph. Obviously, the Seraphim is the plural, the singular and plural. So the Seraph is the singular, and the plural is the Seraphim. So it's numbers of what are classed as fiery serpents. Now, in Numbers and Deuteronomy, the Seraphim are serpents that burn and are in the sky. So everyone now is thinking, well, hang on a moment, what on earth is this saying? The cherubim. Now, I've just referenced the tree of life. I've just referenced the cosmic tree. This is the world field, the field of the universe that binds things together, and it's electromagnetic. Now, the cherubim defended the tree of life with a sword that's on fire, with a flaming sword. Now, that's from Genesis. So, I know how the Orbar wave works. I know how its fundamentals. I have geological evidence for the Orbar wave, and so I'd like to try and explain this flaming sword. So what we have is a cherubim, a flaming sword. Illustrated from 1465, seen in the sky. That's our cherubim. Doesn't look much like a cherubim we see today. And how time has transformed these things into things that they're not. That is what the Illuminati are great at. That is what the Roman Catholic or the Rome did with the Christian faith. It's we're in such a confused state. It's very much like what the ancient mythology says, which is everything is upside down. You know, politicians won't represent their people. So we have a flaming sword, or a bar, or what I would class as a bar on fire. Now, nobody's going to understand this. Nobody's done the work. I'm the only one who's put any time into this. This needs proper funding. But what we have is the orb, bar, wave process. And this is fractal string theory, like I've said many, many times. We are seeing more and more of these orb phenomena, fireballs, the meteorites. No, they're not. They're burning orbs with hydrogen in them. Get a life, people. You know, we are seeing the changes that have been predicted from our ancient ancestors right now. And nobody understands what the hell is going on. You know, it's time to wake up. You know, we're like that Disney cartoon where the prince sleeping for hundreds of years. Our minds are just dead. We need to wake up. And so, what is the orb bar wave? It's a method of carrying energy throughout the universe. This is just a video of a bar that I took. It's part of our data set. We included it in the book. And so now, what we have is a bar on fire. And we have to say, well, how does the bar burn? And I put this little video together to explain the Tunguska event. It's from another video that I've got. It's quite simply, I've rubbed the balloon over my head, and it's going over the top of washing powder, and the washing powder fizzes and crackles as it sticks to the surface of the balloon. Now, you imagine one of these traveling on a magnetic field, so it's charged, out in deep space, that can come through our heliosphere, which I described previously, and drags into itself the hydrogen which makes up 75% of the universe. Now this is simple. The universe has hydrogen out in space, although they didn't really want to admit to it. You know, it's logical if 75% of everything is made up of, or the matter, because there's only 3% matter, so, you know, 75% to 3%, really. So anyway, so now we have a bar that's going out in space, rather in the woods in Llantrisant, or wherever this one was taken. It's now travelling through space, and it's on a magnetic field which is charging the hydrogen to its surface, and it is entering into our solar system. And so we have the fiery serpent, or the fiery bar, the Seraphim, the Cherubim. What we got to do is get real. We've got to understand this. You know, so the people can understand this. You know, it's important that we do. You know, we deluded ourselves with these false religions. So in the book of Revelations, and I'm not talking about this as being a doomsday event. I mean, these people saw this, so obviously they survived it. It's like my previous video. The 4 Seraphim or Cherubim had the face of a lion on the right side. The 4 had a face of an ox on the left side, and the 4 had a face of an eagle. Now, what the Bible has drawn is a bloody animal with all different faces on it. How about if the language has just been slightly modified to say that it came from the face of Leo as a star constellation, or it came from Taurus as an ox? Aquila, the Greek Aquila star system is probably based on the Babylonian constellation of the eagle. Now, most of the Bible, the oldest texts are the cuneiform texts from Sumeria and Babylonia, and they feed into our Bible. You know? So basically they knew of an eagle star system, and these serpents came from it. so what we have the Cherubim and Seraphim travelling down the magnetic fields. You know, this becomes simple once you know the Orbar wave. If you don't know the Orbar wave, and if you think it's just dust in front of a camera, you're not going anywhere. You're going somewhere else where the religion's going to take you. But the occultists know this. And they have done this deliberately to steal every single person's divinity. They wanted to put everybody's light out. And so what we've got is the plumed or fiery serpent of the Mayans or Aztecs, I think it is. It's got the stars of the Pleiades on its nose of the fire serpent. Now, does it think that it's a snake that balances the Pleiades on its nose? Is it a reptile that's going to come and enter into everyone and travel around in spaceships? Or is it something like a photon or a wave of energy traveling on a magnetic field that catches a light? I mean, you can take your choice. Star Trek. You can take a choice of Star Trek. You know, Star Wars, which of course is Illuminati, you know, that George Lucas chappie. You know, we've been sold it. You know, if you want to believe that, that's fine, or you can believe the David Icke crap. You know, that the reptiles are living inside of people. They are just demonically possessed. That's all. And people may not believe that people can be possessed, but I can really reassure you that they can. So in Babylon, you know, when we're going back to the Babylon, there were fire sky serpents. You know, these people even write about it. They survived it. Alright, their knowledge was lost. I'm not suggesting that the knowledge hasn't been lost, but those are images of the Roman Empire, of the fire serpent, and the Babylonian images of the sky serpents, the fire serpents. So, you know, they knew, and you know, the Romans wanted to control everybody through religion, and did a bloody good job of it. You know. Anyway, if you want to read about the Babylonian, the two Babylons, and there's a very interesting site where I took that image from. It'll give you a good little bit of background if you come into this new and you dispute what I say. You know, you have to question things. So, going back to, you know, this astronomy or astrotheology, if you want to call it that, but I don't even like to be linked to that. That because there's many Illuminati people in astrotheology, you know, because they've taken control of everything. So what we have is a photon belt in the Pleiades. You know, it's putting out waves of light, and I believe that these are frequencies that are carried on the Orbar wave. The wave and particle can be explained by my research. And they're travelling down the cosmic tree. So we even have a photon belt that is pushing out energy from the Pleiades, which is on the nose of the Mayan serpent, or the whatever. So that means that the Cherubim and Seraphim are not what we think they are. And they're certainly not heavenly beings. They are from the heavens, but they're certainly not what we perceive them to be today. And these are part of what we consider to be the angels. We also have associated with the Cherubim and Seraphim Gabriel, and Michael. So, what on earth are these things? How confused are we? And of course, it's when you look at the Archangel Gabriel, in Enoch says Gabriel presides over the fiery serpents, the Seraphim and Cherubim. So, now, Gabriel could be a magnetic field that allows him to flow over his back or something. We are lost. If you take Michael, he who is like El, the deity El, E-L. So you say to yourself, well, what is El? Now, what you've got to do is you've got to pick up these threads and you've got to go through it. I spent 20 years on the All-Bar Wave. I mean, this has just taken me into areas that I never thought that I would ever be interested in. I've never read a book on mythology or anything. I wasn't even interested. But I was interested in doing the best possible research I could on the All-Bar Wave. And not to lie to myself. And not to manipulate data, like many scientists do. So, all L is called the Bull L, or the Bull God. So, I've just shown you the Taurus constellation. So the Bull Owl, I mean, it's obvious they're talking about star constellations and not God. Any idiot can see it. On this handle that they're showing, because this is one of the earliest depictions of the god El, it's from Mesopotamia. On either side of the god El are two upright bulls, I think it is, symbolizing the morning and evening stars, which are linked to the planet Venus. Now this handle of this knife, where it first depicts El, is 3,300 years old. Now that's before the start of the Mayan calendar, the start of this age. And this is feeding into the Christian faith, or the Jewish faith, or any of the, even the Islamic faiths also. It's the lost knowledge. In Isaiah, so this will be the Dead Sea Scrolls, I take it is. Well, these are only 500 BC, so these are more modern than what's been suggested on that knife from Mesopotamia of 3,300 years. El is the stars of God. So Michael is, he's not a human being. Come on, referring to the circumpolar stars that never set, possibly relating to Ursa Major. This is where it's come from. So what we have now is a very, very, very confused state. I mean, how have we got here? Why have we got here? We have personified. I mean, I don't see any fiery serpents there. I see something that they're not. I see something of myth, and this is the worst myth of all kind, because it suppresses the actual truth. This is what you can expect from the age that we're in. The Dharma, morality deteriorates to its worst stage. And I like this. I saw this on, I did a search for an image about Kali Yuga, and this image is a great image of where we're at. Sex drives the planet. The occultists use sex in their rituals, use sex in videos, sex to sell everything. We got the Nazis, we got angels as demons and demons as angels. We got governments that don't represent their people. This is what the Kali age is about. We got all the mediums channeling angels, but they're nothing. Well, they certainly are something. It's the age of the demonic possession. That is where we're at. And we were warned about this. We were warned of this age of vice, and it is, fortunately, about to change. And what was hidden will be unveiled, as our ancient, peaceful ancestors told us. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to my rant. There will be more. Thank you. Bye bye.